Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be changing the blower fan on a Speed Queen STT30N. I was working on the dryer next to this one the other day and I heard a loud pop. Opened up the service panel down here and there were about 30 to 40 pieces of plastic fan in the bottom. And as we open it up, you'll see why. The fan down below, the whole bottom of it is missing. Not good. Normally these fans, when they start to run rough, it's a buildup of lint. It'll sound like a really rough engine. I use a pair of needle nose pliers. Normally when it sounds rough, I'll stick the needle nose in there and pull out any lint in the fan blades. These needle nose pliers are about 12 inches long. It's plenty to get in there and pull out the lint. This is a new fan, and you notice that it's complete. The whole bottom of it's not missing. So we're going to look at putting that in today. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. First, we need to remove these screws that are holding this plate on. The motor is actually attached to the plate, and the fan is attached to the motor shaft. First thing we're going to do is remove this box here in the front. Underneath is a thermistor and a thermostat limit switch. We're going to unplug both of those so we can move the wires out of the way. The screws in the back are harder to get to, so we use a socket with a long extension to get those screws out. Next thing we're going to do is remove the airflow switch. First of all, we need to remove the cover for the switch so we can get to the wires to that. Once you pull the cover off, you'll be able to get to the wires. I use needle nose pliers to pull the wires away. There are two screws holding the airflow switch plate in place against the back wall. Those are a little difficult to get to also behind the motor. You do have to have a small socket set able to get back there. Once you get those screws loose, you're able to just pull the airflow switch out and get it out of your way. Because this fan is broken into a million pieces, I'm able to just pull the motor straight out. And as you can see, there is a lot of lint. To remove the fan, there's a keeper nut. You just remove the small keeper nut off of the fan shaft and then remove the bigger nut. I actually used a socket set to get these loosened up. That's why I'm able to just pull them off easy with my fingers. And then the fan slides straight out. There's also a huge buildup of lint and dirt behind the fan. And once I got that all cleaned up, we're able to put the new fan on. As you see on the shaft, there is a notch on the shaft, and then there's a notch in the fan. They line up. Once you get those lined up, the fan slides right on. Be sure the fan is all the way on, slid all the way back to the plate, and then we're going to start putting everything back in reverse order. I should have mentioned before I even started, first thing I always do is remove all power from the machine. You don't want to mess with electronics or electricity when working on one of these machines. So you put the nut back on. It's a 7/8 socket, and the keeper nut is also 7/8. And then we're ready to put the motor and fan back into place. And you just slide back in, make sure all the wires are out of the way, and line up your holes for your screws to go back into place. Basically, we're doing it in reverse order. We're going to put the airflow switch back. Like I said, screws go against that back wall behind it. Two screws in there. Plug it back in. Then we're going to put all our screws back, tighten it all down. Reconnect our thermistor and our thermostat limit and screw that back down. I'm going to bring power back up to the machine, and then you'll see and hear what the new fan sounds like. Very smooth, just sounds most the same. That's our cover, and that's it. Like I said, first time I've done this, it's a pretty simple job. This way anybody can do it. And now for the disclaimers.